Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Are you able to see the screen?
We can see
Yes.
the screen, but just wanted to tell that today is the breaking the fast for the Ekadashi is till 7:16. So whoever is kept now, please have something.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, the Parayan time here is from 6:14 to 10:08.
10 in mine now. It
Yes.
showed 7:16. So I was just wondering.
No. It is 6:14 a.m. to 10:08.
10 it's written. Okay.
Yeah, in the
Because the
calendar
one
it is
that I
written.
have that Ekadashi reminder, na? The one
Mm-hmm.
app. So it showed till 7:16. So I was wondering. Okay.
I don't know which to believe. I mean, is it so long? Shilpaji, is it like
And
that?
Even the Vaishnav calendar is writing 7:16. 5:55 to 7:16.
So then
yeah.
For that
Bhagavad
day.
calendar, okay.
So I just,
Anyway,
I
yeah.
said I just
So
Thank you.
yeah. So you all can break the fast in between.
just give us 2 minutes. If
Yeah.
you mind. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're going to continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 3, Text 25. Does anyone remember what we read yesterday?
We read about the 12 Mahajans, that even the 12 Mahajans are, the dharmic siddhanta, they follow that, and they are the followers of the dharmic siddhanta. They knows that. And what it is that you have to take shelter of Krishna and serve him with love. And then they also said that it is really, really anybody doesn't get to know it. But if somehow the person gets to know about it, that you have to serve Krishna with love and you have to surrender at his lotus feet, you get liberation and you go back to God. And then this all Yamarāja is telling. He's telling about the glories of the name. And then in the later, so that was the Sarva Dharma Parityaja, Mam Ekam Sharanam Praja. And then he also said about the the kirtan, the glorification of the kirtan. So like doing kirtan is only the way to get to bhakti. And that's the most important dharmic siddhanta for human beings. If that is only the Nam Sankirtan is the only thing in the Kalyug, if you want to go back to Godhead. And he also told his Yamadutas the glories of the Bhagavad name, that how Ajamil, by just chanting, he was chanting his name, but how he got, but he chanted Narayan, and then how God took all away his sins and he got purified, and how he got free from even the pash, like even Yamaraj, even the Yamadutas have the Vishnu Dutas just cut off the pash also. So this name is very, very powerful, calling out to Krishna. The chanting is very, very powerful. And then he also told that you get relief of all your sins by doing the kirtan. And that is only you, when you do the Shuddha name, you get sinless, and then you get free from the entanglement of this material world, like how Ajamil was so sinful, but just by at the time of dying he did a Nam Abhas and he got relieved. And then he also gave some tippanis of some acharyas. Srila Prabhupada gave us the tippanis from some acharyas about the bhakti, that how at the 3 times of the Gayatri, like if you do 3 Bhakti Purvak Sandhyas, then it is, you will just get relief from all your material entanglements and you will get mukta. And then you go back to Godhead. And he also emphasized that human beings should always hear about the glories of Krishna, the name, Roop, Naam. You should always listen, do the Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. They also emphasized on that. And if you listen to the, every time, if you Smaranam, so if you are listening to the Kirtan, Naam, Roop, Gun of Sri Krishna, then it is enough for you to get free from all your sins and you get mukti, you go back to, you get liberation. And so that's what. And then he also, and Uddhavji, the Uddhavji also, like how Krishna was giving Uddhav Gita to Uddhavji, and then they said that for like a person should revive his love for me. That is the dharmic, that समाज के अंदर, मतलब वो धार्मिक प्रणाली वह है जिससे मनुष्य मेरे प्रति अपने, like the dharma pranali is that when the person revives his lost love for me, so that is true. So bhakti, and then he can get mukti, and then he can come back to, and there is no other way. And then they also finished by telling about Hare Naam, Eva Kevalam, Kalai Nasti, Nasti Eva, Nasti Eva Gati Anyatha. There is no other way in this Kali Yuga. Only the way is chanting, taking Krishna's name. There is no other way to get out of it. And so just chant.
Yeah, there's no other way to liberation.
Liberation.
Other than chanting. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. So then we are going to continue to hear what Yamarāja has to say. Prayena Veda Tadidam Namaha Janoyam.
Prayena Veda Tadidam Namaha Janoyam.
Devya Vimohe Tamatiba Tamaya Mayayala.
Devya Vimohit Matibrat Mayaya.
Trayam Jadikrita Matir Madhupushpitayam.
Jadikrita Mate Madhupushpitayam.
Vaitanike Mahati Karmani Yujyamana.
Vetanike Mahati Karmani
Yujyamana.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Because they are bewildered by the illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Yajñavakya and Jaimani, and other compilers of the religious scriptures cannot know the secret, confidential religious system of the 12 Mahajans. They cannot understand the transcendental value of performing devotional service or chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, because their minds are attracted to the ritualistic ceremonies mentioned in the Vedas, especially the Yajur Ved, Sam Ved, and Rig Ved. Their intelligence has become dull, thus they are busy collecting the ingredients for ritualistic ceremonies. that yield only temporary benefits, such as elevation to Swargloka for material happiness. They are not attracted to the Sankirtan movement. Instead, they are interested in Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Since one may easily achieve the highest success by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one may ask why there are so many Vedic ritualistic ceremonies and why people are attracted to them. This verse answers that question. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Vedasya sarver aham eva vedya. The real purpose of studying the Vedas is to approach the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that the Vedas are there. Why are the Vedas there? To understand Krishna. Vedasya sarver aham eva vedya. No one else says that. Krishna says it. Because all the Vedas are there for us to understand Krishna, to understand Krishna's position, to understand our relation to Krishna. Unfortunately, unintelligent people bewildered by the grandeur of Vedic yagyas want to see gorgeous sacrifices performed. They want Vedic mantras chanted and huge amounts of money spent for such ceremonies. Of course, these things attract our heart. The Vedic mantras do attract our heart because they are so overwhelming. They are purifying, no doubt. They are purifying. It's like, as Prabhupada is writing, gorgeous. It's gorgeous and you feel nice, but cannot compare that to chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Cannot compare the ritualistic ceremonies to chanting. Sometimes we have to observe the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies to please such unintelligent men. Recently, when we established a large Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan, we were obliged to have Vedic ceremonies enacted by Brahmanas because the inhabitants of Vrindavan, especially the Smarta Brahmanas, would not accept Europeans and Americans as bona fide Brahmanas. Thus, we had to engage Brahmanas to perform costly yagyas. In spite of these yagyas, the members of our society perform Sankirtan loudly with mridangas, and I consider the Sankirtan more important than the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. Both the ceremonies and the Sankirtan were going on simultaneously. The ceremonies were meant for persons interested in Vedic rituals for elevation to heavenly planets. Jari Krita Matir Madhupush Pitayam, whereas the Sankirtan was meant for pure devotees interested in pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We would simply have performed Sankirtan, but then the inhabitants of Vrindavan would not have taken the installation ceremony seriously. As explained here, the Vedic performances are meant for those whose intelligence has been dulled by the flowery language of the Vedas, which describe fruitive activities intended to elevate one to the higher planets. So Srila Prabhupada is giving us a practical example. He's saying when he installed the deities in Krishna Balaram temple in Vrindavan, so he had the devotees chanting over there, the Sankirtan, and he's saying that was actually the real installation ceremony. But just to please the caste Brahmanas, other inhabitants of Vrindavan, he organized also this yagyas, the Vedic rituals for the installation ceremony, just so the others would also think that, yes, others would also accept that, yes, this installation ceremony was done properly. But he's saying actually just the Sankirtan yagya, just chanting the Hare Krishna Kirtan was the real installation ceremony. Because that's the yagya for this age, chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Sankirtan is the yagya which is recommended for this age. But he's saying he was obliged to have these ceremonies done just so that everyone else would accept, yes, the deities would accept the temple. So especially in this age of Kali, Sankirtan alone is sufficient. If the members of our temples in the different parts of the world simply continue Sankirtan before the deity, especially before Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, they will remain perfect. There is no need of any other performances. So this is how we can please Lord Chaitanya. doing kirtan in front of him. That's the best worship for Lord Chaitanya, Sankirtan. Of course, I mean, we do the other offerings of bhoga and offerings of flowers and the arti, everything, but everything is accompanied by the chanting. Nevertheless, to keep oneself clean in habits and mind, deity worship and other regulative principles are required. Srila Jiva Goswami says that although Sankirtan is sufficient for the perfection of life, the archana or worship of the deity in the temple must continue in order that the devotees may stay clean and pure. So, actually, the Bhagavad Vidhi is enough, the hearing and chanting. But the worship is there so that we can remain clean in our habits. We can become disciplined. We can purify. That's the reason, especially for grahas, so that we can, say that the house belongs to Krishna, offer everything to Krishna, everything belongs to Krishna, to bring Krishna in the center. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur therefore recommended that one follow both processes simultaneously. We strictly follow his principle of performing deity worship and Sankirtan along parallel lines. This we should continue. So both the Pancharatrika Vidhi is the Vidhi by which deity worship is performed. It is set out by Srila Narad Muni. And the Bhagavad Vidhi, the Bhagavad Dharma is there, the hearing and chanting of the holy names. So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, said both need to continue. Both have to be done. And Prabhupada is saying that's what the ISKCON temples are following, both of them. Questions, comments?
So the Vrindavan temple is, they are talking about the Vrindavan temple, right? Right now the Krishna Balram temple that is there.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, so while the Brahmanas were doing the Vedic rituals, Prabhupada was telling the devotees to do Sankirtan. And Prabhupada said that was the real installation, doing the Sankirtan, was the real inviting the lords.
Mm.
Yeah. But he anyway did it for social, to keep everyone happy, Yeah.
I just wanted to give this one example. There are two brothers who are who are like from birth devotees, and they just got married and they did the same thing. They also did the Sankirtan, was going simultaneously when they got married. Yogi and Anand, the two brothers. And then the yagya was going on, and the pure Vaishnav, like a sannyasi, did the yagya. But then simultaneously, the Sankirtan was also going. Because even the wives are pure devotees, they are the initiated devotees, and they both are also, and they're very young, maybe just 25 or 24. Both the brothers got together, they got married.
So they did both they did the Sankirtan and also the Vedic Yagya. Very good.
Yeah. So I just remembered that, wow, this is a good thing.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, even me, I attended one of the wedding of Vaishnav. Both of them were Vaishnav. And it was the same. They had the Vedic rituals going on. And there was a group of, Kirtan group who were chanting on the side. Everything was so quiet in the hall. They all were chanting with them. So it was so beautiful, so blissful, very beautiful.
Very nice.
And it overshadowed even the Vedic rituals. We were like totally focused on, wow, this chanting is going on so well, the dhol and everything, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, so well it was going on. Everyone in the crowd, even though they were not Vaishnavas, they were also going with that flow. It was like a very happy moment. It was beautiful. Yeah. Yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's so good to have it on the side. Yes.
Yeah. Very
Hare
good.
Krishna. Mm.
Evam vimrishya sudiyo bhagavate anante.
Evam Vishmyo
Vrishya
Sudhiya
Sudiyo
Bhagavati
Bhagavati
Anante
Sarvatmana vidadate kalubhavayogam.
Sarva Atmana
Sarvatmana
Vidhate
Vidadate
Khalu Bhava Yogam
Yogam
Tenena dandam arahanti yatha yadi
Tene
amisham.
Tenena Dandam
Teme
Arhati
Namarhati
Athayadi Amisham
Yadi Amisham
Syapatakam tad apihanti urgavavagam.
Patakam Tad
Patakam
Apihanti
Apihanti Arudaya Vagam.
Urugayavagam.
Considering all these points, therefore, intelligent men decide to solve all problems by adopting the devotional service of chanting the holy name of the Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart and who is a mind of all auspicious qualities. Such persons are not within my jurisdiction for punishment. Generally, they never commit sinful activities, but even if by mistake or because of bewilderment or illusion, they sometimes commit sinful acts. They are protected from sinful reactions because they always chant the Hare Krishna mantra. So this is Yamarāja himself is saying. He's saying that the devotees, they're always chanting Hare Krishna, and so I cannot give them any punishment, and they are not sinful. They are sinless. So, and even if sometimes by mistake, they commit sin by mistake, they are protected by Krishna himself. So Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, no, declare boldly that my devotee never perishes. So Krishna is giving his protection. In this regard, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur quotes the following verse from the prayers of Lord Brahma. Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 14, Text 29. Athapi deva patambu jadvaya prasada leshanugrihita evahi janati tattvam bhagavan mahimno nachanya eko pichiram vichinman. The purport is that even though one is a very learned scholar of the Vedic Shastras, he may be completely unaware of the existence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his name, fame, qualities, and so forth. Whereas one who is not a great scholar can understand the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead if he somehow or other becomes a pure devotee of the Lord by engaging in devotional service. So here Prabhupada is explaining that what Yamarāja is trying to say is that one may be a big scholar. Like in the previous verse, Yamarāja was saying, Jaimini, these are great scholars. There's Yagyavakya, Jaimini, they're like, the great philosophers, the 6 great philosophies. But so even though they are great philosophers, they still don't understand devotional service. They don't understand the Supreme Lord. This is what here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, Srila Prabhupada is putting, that one may be a great scholar, but one may not understand the Supreme Lord. One may not be engaged in devotional service, but one may not be a great scholar and he may be a pure devotee. For this, I remember there's Lord Chaitanya when he was traveling in the south, and he came across a simple man. He was reading Bhagavad Gita in the temple. Well, he was trying to read. He was not even able to read properly, and he was crying. And his words, the pronunciations, they were not very well, but he was still crying, and Lord Chaitanya asked him, why you're crying? You're reading Bhagavad Gita and you're crying. So this this person told him that you won't laugh at me, right? Everyone laughs at me because I can't read properly. I don't even know, but I just read because my guru has told me to read every day. And I'm illiterate, so I don't even know what I'm reading. I mean, I can't even read properly. But then Lord Chaitanya said, then why are you crying? He said, because I can see Krishna standing, Krishna on the chariot, and Arjuna is there, and Krishna is so kind. I can see this. And Lord Chaitanya called him the Acharya for reading Bhagavad Gita. So bhakti is not what do you say, dependent on any scholarship. One could be a scholar but may not be a devotee. Whereas one may be a pure devotee and he doesn't have to be scholarly. The spiritual master of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, for example, Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, was a great, great scholar, amazing scholar. His English was so high that you try to read his books and it's like, oh wow, you can't even, it will take many readings to even begin to understand what he's saying. And his spiritual master, Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, was illiterate. So scholarship has nothing to do with devotion. So therefore this verse spoken by Yamarāja says, Evam Vimrishya Sudhiyo Bhagavati, those who engage in the loving service of the Lord become Sudhiya, intelligent. But this is not so of a Vedic scholar who does not understand Krishna's name, fame, and qualities. So it doesn't mean that a devotee can't be scholarly. Yeah, he can be. As we said, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, great scholar. And Srila Prabhupada, he got the title Bhakti Vedanta. Means he studied all the Vedas. That's why he's called Bhakti Vedanta. So, a pure devotee is one whose intelligence is clear. He's truly thoughtful because he engages in the service of the Lord, not as a matter of show, but with love, with his mind, words, and body. So a devotee is serving the Lord to please the Lord, not to impress anyone, not to say, oh, I will become famous, or, it will be good for my social position. No, but for the pleasure of the Lord. Non-devotees may make a show of religion, but it is not very effective. Because although they ostentatiously attend a temple or church, they're thinking of something else. Such persons are neglecting their religious duty and are punishable by Yamarāja. But a devotee who commits sinful acts, which he may do unwillingly or accidentally because of his former habits, is excused. That is the value of the Sankirtana movement. So a devotee is protected if he is acting unwillingly or accidentally. Because of course, after all, the former conditioning is there. But of course, a devotee tries their best not to commit sinful acts.
I think you added us to one of the groups. I don't remember, there's this group, I'm added to it, and then they are sending every day how to chant better. So this was one part that Krishna, I am trying my best and I'm doing my best, but rest is all in your hands. I know you will do it. Please. Because that's all we can do, right? That we can try our best.
Yeah, that's all we can do. Yeah.
Yeah. We can just do our endeavor and then the mercy will follow. So there was this written that help me, Krishna. I'm trying my best. There was this prayer by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And so this is very small prayer and then it was really beautiful. So the prayer had this part because they had mentioned that if you are chanting, then you can remember this, and these prayers you can offer. There's just these simple prayers you can offer while chanting. So then it will, the feeling will be different in your heart.
Yeah.
When you are.
Yeah, these are nice. They're really helpful, right?
Yeah, I wrote it down on a different set of paper, and then
Oh,
whole day.
nice.
So like one prayer every day I try to remember, because sometimes I think that I know, but you don't know. You forget
yes,
the
true.
exact gist of it, what they're trying to tell you. Like, because yesterday it was that the mercy, that Krishna, your mercy makes everything easy. This is a prayer by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So Krishna,
Mm,
your mercy makes everything easy, everything. And therefore,
mm,
I approach you with the folded hands and heartful prayers for your mercy. So,
yes.
so you could just sit it out somewhere. So then the whole day you just write it down on paper and you just keep on remembering that. So then it
Wonderful.
maybe helps you to clear your conscience. I don't know. It will surely help to
Yeah, of
clean your
course.
conscience, because you're calling out to Krishna. So this is what you said is like that only. That help me, Krishna. I'm doing my best. Rest all.
Wonderful. Yeah, wonderful. Because when
Yeah,
you're
it is so
chanting,
true.
calling
It
out to
is so true
Krishna,
because,
attracting his mercy.
yeah, it
Yes,
is
I'm
so
sorry.
true what Neha is saying, because whatever we are looking for, I don't know if we all realize, he slowly and gradually reveals it to us, whatever we are looking for. It's slowly and gradually it is revealed to us. We all can feel it sometimes, and sometimes we may miss out on that, but it is revealed to us, and we are going that step forward when we are chanting. So
Mm,
just
yeah,
yes, we are moving forward. It
very
there are
good.
many things that's revealed to us, like how now Neha is saying she started writing the prayer because this is what she's looking for also, and that is why it's revealed to her. Okay, this is important for you to understand. So
Yeah,
so we
very
have to
good.
continue to chant, continue all the time, like we read yesterday. We have to do it with respect. We have to keep chanting. Don't care about we are doing it with offenses, because eventually we will come there, to that platform that we will realize that, oh, that's all about him, just him. We will chant offenselessly. So just
Yes.
continue to chant all the time, all the time. We are sitting in the temple or not, just keep chanting, keep chanting. Of course, you should do your rounds, what you are doing, but then keep chanting all the time, loudly. Yeah.
Mm,
Hare
very good.
Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you.
He'll keep revealing. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah.
And there's one also point on this. This Adi Gadada Prabhu said that no matter where you are, like even right now, if we just stop, and I got this idea from him that whenever he stops the lecture, because he's a doctor, and if sometime he's going just for a second, he's attending a call or something, the emergency call while taking the Zoom class, then there is the other person always doing the Hare Krishna. He said that don't even wait a single minute. It's very
Very good.
important in your life, not even a single minute, even if you're in toilet, rather than looking at your phones, just chant, because Krishna assures you, and you don't know if in your toilet you'll die or not. So don't waste
Yeah.
time. Even if you are climbing down the stairs, you are in the lift. So that's what he suggested, and he gave this idea. So
So good.
yeah, that be in the conscious every time.
So good. Thank you. Thank you. Te deva siddha parigita pavitra gatha.
Te dev siddha
Parigita
pavitra
Pavitra
gatha.
Gatha.
Ye sadhava samadrisho bhagavad prapanna.
ये
Ye
साधवा
Sadhava
सदृशो
Samadrish
भगवत् प्रपन्ना
Tanopasiddhata harirgatyabhiguptan.
तानो उपस्थितः
Tanopashiddha
हरिगद्य अभिगुप्ता
Guptan.
Na sham vayam na cha vaya prabhavam
निश्च वयं न च
Vayam
वय प्रभावाम दण्डे.
My dear servants, please do not approach such devotees, for they have fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are equal to everyone. and their narrations are sung by the demigods and the inhabitants of Siddhalok. Please do not even go near them. They are always protected by the club of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And therefore, Lord Brahma and I, and even the time factor, are not competent to chastise them. In effect, Yamarāja warned his servants, my dear servants, despite what you may have done previously to disturb the devotees, henceforward you should stop. The actions of devotees who have surrendered unto the lotus feet of the Lord and who constantly chant the holy name of the Lord are praised by the demigods and the residents of Siddhalok. Those devotees are so respectable and exalted that Lord Vishnu personally protects them with the club in his hand. Therefore, regardless of what you have done this time, henceforward, you should not approach such devotees. Otherwise, you will be killed by the club of Lord Vishnu. This is my warning. So Yamarāja is saying, maybe before you might have troubled the devotees, but now I'm warning you, don't even go near them. If you go near them, Lord Vishnu will kill you. So Lord Vishnu has a club and chakra to punish non-devotees. Do not risk punishment by attempting to disturb the devotees, not to speak of you. If even Lord Brahma or I were to punish them, Lord Vishnu would punish us. Therefore, do not disturb the devotees any further. So Yamarāja is saying what to speak about you. Lord Brahma and Yamarāja, they are Mahajans. They are great devotees. They are saying if we trouble the devotees also, Lord Vishnu is not going to leave us alone. So such is the protection of the Lord. And that's the reason we are encouraged, and all the Vedas, all the Shastras are telling us, chant, chant, chant. Here Yamarāja is also saying chant. If you chant, the Yamadutas can't even approach you. And when a person who's chanting is protected personally by the Lord. They're protected personally by the Supreme Lord. Krishna is protecting the devotees. So I think we'll stop here. This time is almost up. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So did anyone want to add anything more? Okay. So Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.